So, I'll try and do a quick recap. It's been a while since I played. So, please correct me if I'm wrong in any of this or if you guys remember things differently. So, where we left off last time, you guys had found that cult. They were doing something, some kind of ritual. You guys interrupted the ritual only to have a portal open and a bunch of little devils kind of jump out, or imps. And they took all the treasure from you guys. It was on the altar. After you guys dealt with the fiends and the devils, you all awoke the girl that was there, and realized that she had been drugged. Kind of had some basic information for you, and you had found on the lead cultist a ring on him that had let you kind of look around the room and find some hidden stuff. While investigating or looking through over the body of the leader, Feo was able to tell you guys that the man that you guys had killed or had done this ritual was actually one of the majors in the civil guard, so really high up there, probably in charge of a lot of people in the area. And you guys realized that with the information you had, probably not going to be able to kind of share that with any of the lords or any of the civil guard, because they're just probably in the pocket of what's going on at this moment, or their followers are. You guys looked through the information that you had in the paperwork, found out that there are 4 rituals going on. 3 of them are in 3 towns in the region. The first one is in the town of Doolin. The other one is in the town of, let me pull it up, Tardi, and the other one is to the south in Konim. You guys learned it where each town was and which of these cultist kind of leaders, the people that you had encountered in Kiev, where they are specifically. And you guys said, we're going to go fuck up that Genasi who had dropped a building on Palamides, and he's in Doolin. So you guys were like, fuck him, we're going to go get him. You brought the girl back to the inn, kind of made sure she was situated. It was early morning. You guys were like, all right, we're going to rest, and then we're going to head out. So you guys all make sure you take a long rest. Right now, you guys, it is the middle of the afternoon. If you want to stay until the following morning, you can. But it is up to you, and that is where we're picking up.
All right.
Yeah, I think
Hell yeah.
we can stay, right?
So you guys are going to stay the night again?
It's afternoon right now, right?
Yeah, it's the middle of the afternoon. It's about 4 in the afternoon. So it is going to be dark soon, because it is winter time.
Yeah, that's probably better than setting out.
Yeah, I would think so.
Sounds like something someone without dark vision would say. I don't know.
Hey, we both got dark vision.
I know. I think the only one that doesn't have it is Frederick.
Oh.
It's not like I wanted to see the dark. It's full of mischievous creatures. I don't want to look at them.
Yeah, I agree. I think we'll just stay the night.
Okay. Easy enough. So throughout the time, like you guys are here in the night, you guys will say you hang out around the inn. You start to hear rumors, or start to hear information about, I think you mentioned this before, so there was a battle or a siege of the main city, or the big city of Salzburg. You guys are familiar with where it is. It's in the mountains to the map, kind of to the west. So there's 2 major sets of mountains. There's the Burlia Mountains, which are more southwest of where you are, and then far to the west and along the southern portion of the empire, in the Shimmering Peaks, is a town called the city of Salzburg. It's one of the largest cities in the empire. You guys have started to hear rumors that there was a siege of some kind happening with that city. But it doesn't. There's no real rumor of who's won or who's lost the siege. Just that there is a siege, or was a siege, going on.
Okay.
But now it's ended.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Now the siege is over, right?
You're not sure. The rumors just say that there is or was a siege, but there's no
Okay.
confirmation of which side has won or what's going on with it.
All right. Well, hopefully we don't arrive mid siege.
So it's
I
the
hope we
opposite
do.
direction from where you guys are going.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So from where you guys are, it's about 600 miles away is where the city is.
Mhm.
Like the most recent battle that you're aware of that's happened in this region would be the Battle of Rhythm, which is still to the west. It's the opposite direction of where you're going.
Okay.
But that was a battle where the Avengers were there. There were dragons of some kind that helped, and the Imperial forces, were destroyed.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I lost track for a few minutes there, but now I'm completely here. I've finally finished giving advice to my friend.
It's no worries.
Look,
No problem.
he had an issue with his boyfriend, so
Always
Ah.
interesting. So I posted a map in the chat so you can see where you guys are versus where everything is happening. So you guys are in the city or town of Taran, which is to the right, the upper right. Salzburg is all the way to the west. So as far to the west as you can go on that map.
okay.
Heck yeah.
All right. So
Wait, you
since you guys
said
are-
we're in Taran right now?
you are in Taran right now.
Okay. Cool.
So we are in turn.
Yes. And Doolin is to the east. That's where you guys are heading next.
We're going to Doolin.
Oh,
And we're
okay.
gonna drop
Perfect.
the building on that motherfucker.
Yeah, as you should.
So, by the way, for staying the night, unless you guys, I don't remember if you guys were sharing rooms or not, but if you are sharing a room, it'll be 1.5 gold for the 4 of you. Otherwise, it's going to be 5 silver for each of you.
I think.
I guess we can share a room, right, guys? I
Yeah.
don't mind.
Of course.
Sure.
Yeah.
As long as
Yeah, I'm good.
as long as Feo sleeps outside, that's fine, right?
No.
Okay.
I mean,
Uh,
as
so
long as
how
I'm
much
not
is it?
sleeping with any cat.
Ooh, hairballs.
That's 2 cats.
It's okay, I sleep on the floor. You don't have to worry about it.
Okay, cool.
So how much is it? Is 5 silver?
So it's 1.5 gold. So 1 gold and 5 silver
Okay.
for the 4 of you, just in total. So how you guys ever want to split that up, you can, or one person can pay for it. Doesn't matter.
Well, this one's on me.
Oh,
Ooh,
Oh,
Because-
boom.
okay.
Thank you, Frederick.
Why not?
Alright,
Very nice.
May Bahamut bless you.
Yeah, you can thank Bahamut.
Who's that?
Oh, well, allow me to teach you a little bit.
Why? Why, Branch?
Offers to pay. Immediately. Oh, okay. Everybody.
Are we just gonna go straight to sleep? Are we gonna party? What are we gonna do?
It's up to you guys. You guys have
Well,
until
for
the
might
morning.
sleep for
the bill is
vengeance.
not on me.
I kind of want some adventure, so I'm gonna go to sleep and get ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's
I think
always
Branch is in the
adventures when
same
you're
boat.
partying. Or not. Alright, let's
You
go
gonna party?
You can party
I
in
mean-
your dreams.
Yeah,
Lucid
that's
dreaming is
perfect.
for.
Ah, see, exactly.
I'm gonna have a nice little party in my dream.
Heck yeah. You had that dream party.
Well then, you have a wonderful dream party with just yourself, Frederick, and Bahamut. He's there. He's kind of that horse-headed
Ooh.
figure in your dream, or be a dragon-headed figure that's running around, dancing crazy, like jumping on tables, and you're like, "Go, Bahamut!"
Chug,
Yay.
chug.
Exactly.
Chug, chug, chug.
Yeah, just
You
picture
guys think
like
he's telling
you
the
see those
joke?
people that go to parties and they wear that horse head. It's the same kind of concept, except it's just,
Oh my god.
it's just a dragon head instead.
Damn it. That's so good.
Okay, well, so you all wake up in the morning and Frederick is just drooling and he's got this huge smile on his face.
I had the
Weirdo.
best dream ever.
Oh yeah, Frederick, you should tell us on the road.
Yeah.
Sure thing.
Easy enough. Okay, so one thing I forgot to mention, so you guys do have horses. I forgot that. So it'll just be 5 silver for the night for you guys to stable your all 4 horses. It's not super expensive.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So just somebody mark it
Oh,
off. Doesn't matter who.
Frederick's paying for that, right?
Thanks, Frederick. So nice.
Huh?
Such a generous person.
What?
Bahamut's blessing is upon you.
It is.
May Bahamut bless you always.
Um.
I humbly refuse the offer of being generous.
The offer.
All right. Branch will pay for it. Whatever.
5 silver branch. You know, you're breaking the bank there. 5 silver.
Definitely
God.
is.
Oh, just 5 silver, not for each of us.
No, 5 silver just total. Not for
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, you guys, this one's on me. Don't worry about it.
Wow, thank you. So kind.
Don't worry about it.
Bahamut bless you.
Oh my god.
Alright. So
I still don't know who that is.
you haven't met this Bahamut person in person. That's your problem. Alright, well, so as you guys head out of town, I want all of you to roll perception checks for me here.
Ooh.
Okie dokie.
Alright.
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba.
Perception.
The button. What's it going to roll? Ooh.
Oh,
Nice.
nat
Ooh.
1.
Oof.
Ooh. The cat people see.
I got some dust in my eye.
You're too busy telling that story about Bahamut in your dreams. That's what it is.
Oh yeah.
Right there.
So occupied.
And you can tell my character's really listening by.
Yeah,
Oh, well.
100% if we are to the outside world.
You are zoning him out and listening to the crowd in the town as you walk by.
Yeah, that's cool, Frederick.
So, as you guys are leaving Terran, you guys are wandering through the streets, kind of making your way, going east towards the same entrance, the same gate that you had walked through before. As you guys make your way through the gate, though, or near to the gate, you can see that there are lots of people out in the morning, hawking their wares, come buy their food, whatever they're trying to sell. But you over here, as you guys pass, down a couple of streets, it's maybe half a mile to the gates. You can see them down the way, but you start to hear people talking about 2 things. First, you hear that there was some kind of skirmish or battle that happened maybe 3 or 4 days ago, involving some of the Imperial soldiers. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that the battle, whatever it happened, they have no idea who did it, who fought. There haven't been any monster sightings. There's been no attacks or mentions of any Caldwell loyalists. They call them the rebels, that have been in the region. So it's very confusing. But you do hear that it's about 20 or so soldiers. They seem to have just been ambushed and killed. What's even weirder, though, is they were all buried recently.
Oh.
They were found in a field along the road you were traveling.
Oh.
Spooky.
Okay.
Since it's
Maybe
been a
they were
while,
just-
I will have all 4 of you roll, or except for Frederick. Sorry, you didn't hear any of this in these rumors. So 3 of you can all roll intelligence checks, just a straight intelligence roll.
Okay.
I got a nat 1.
Nah.
I tell you, they
got a
were
7.
wearing dragon heads.
The stupid dragon heads are everywhere.
So cool.
Okay, well, Calamities, as you hear these rumors, the rest of you are like, hey,
Heck
what's
yeah.
going on? Frederick's still off in his own world talking about Bahamut and the, drinking party.
As you do.
But Calamities, the more you listen in and hear, the more something comes to mind. About a day outside of Terran, when you guys were on your way into the town, it had been raining, but you passed along the road 3 Imperial soldiers that were burying bodies in a field.
Oh
that's
yeah,
right.
those guys. Well, ain't that just?
Didn't Frederick ask them like weird questions?
No, you guys
Frederick
opted
was
not
just
to
like-
speak to them.
Somebody was like, "Did you guys kill those guys?" And they were like, "No." And we
Yes,
were like,
they s-
"Okay,
They specifically said, "Why would we have killed our friends?" or something to
yeah,
that
fuck
degree.
you" or whatever.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah. It's like, okay, bye.
Yeah, we're like, fair enough.
Yeah.
Like, all right, cool, good talk.
It was like, I mean, we just wanted out of there, right?
I mean, they didn't
Kinda,
stop you.
yeah.
They just kind of stopped and looked at you, and you guys just rode past and watched them, and they watched you, and then when you were
Yeah.
about 200 plus feet away, they went back to work.
So I wonder who they were fighting.
I mean, we don't know if they were fighting at all.
This is true.
We do not.
Maybe we should go back and ask them.
Well, you guys are heading that
Okay.
direction, so you guys will pass the field. It's on the road.
Okay.
Oh, maybe if they're still there, we could.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
maybe
can
if
definitely
see 'em.
chat on the way.
Let's see if we can look for them.
They
Okay.
might be done with the burying.
Well, it depends on how many people died, and they might be.
Also, very true.
Yeah.
True.
Well, I'll tell you. So from the rumors, you and what you guys know, there's about 20 people that were killed. So it's a small
Wow.
contingent of soldiers. When you guys
Yeah.
walked or rode past them, when they were burying, they were maybe halfway done, and that had been about 2 days ago, maybe 3 days ago.
Okay.
Yeah, they're definitely done.
Yeah, the rumors you're hearing are like from people in town. So obviously somebody found out, or something was reported, but you're not. There's no clear direction of who reported it or what went on specific.
Right.
So if you guys want to investigate that, as you guys get closer, you certainly can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think we
let's
do that.
check that out.
Sure.
Why
Do you think
not?
they have any valuables on them still?
It,
Just a general question.
More
I'm
information.
not insinuating anything.
You mean
I would
information,
rather
right?
you not desecrate the dead.
Oh, I didn't say so much about desecrating. I was curious.
Just thinking about
Well, I would like to see what they might have on them as well.
I thought better of you.
Oh, I mean, what are they gonna use it for?
That's a fair question, Frederick.
What are you going to use it for?
I don't know. Something to help us
To get
Do-
justice for their death.
do good for the world.
And you think that desecrating dead bodies will do good for the world?
Well, if you put it like that, it's yes.
I love that delay of yes.
I'm pretty sure.
So do we want to go investigate those bodies? Or that area?
So again, it's on the way, so you guys will pass it. So when we get to that point, I'll give you guys the option for it.
Maybe just
Okay.
1 or 2 or 20.
God damn.
Okay, then I say
Brutal.
we keep going then in that general direction.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Well then, 1 second. All right. So as you guys are heading as you guys are heading east, it is cold in the morning. There is a decent amount of wind coming in from the northern part of the coast. So it is kind of a little chilly. You guys have cloaks and you're covered up, but it's noticeable. It bites through your cloaks to let you guys know that it's still winter time out there. On the road, you do pass a lot of the same kind of things you saw before, scenes of people on the road, like kind of wagons with all of their belongings piled up into it. You see families kind of huddled together, maybe a couple of campfires here or there. But most people that you pass seem to just be shell shocked. They just seem to kind of look around like they have no idea what they're going to do with their lives at the moment. There are people that are wounded. Children are crying. You can tell people are hungry. There's definitely a lot of refugees. You can tell these people probably had their homes ruined or destroyed by the war. But they kind of have this not just shell-shocked look on their faces, but more of a defeated, we don't know what to do or where to go kind of look.
Mm.
Oh man.
Can we
Tough.
talk to them? Maybe ask some questions. What
Yeah.
happened?
Can I just
Yes, so just for
tell
perspective,
everyone
so-
I meet to go find Bahamut?
Well, so just real quick, so for perspective, so you guys encounter various groups of people like this all day throughout your time traveling. If you guys want to stop and talk to them, you certainly can. It's not a problem. It's just going to be something you encounter a lot at the moment. So whatever questions you have, feel free to ask. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. First off, what happened?
So most people you talk to throughout the day say kind of the same general vibe, that the Civil War has ruined their homes. There are some of them will say we lived in a small little farming village off the road, maybe 2 or 3 days to the south or further east, kind of the road you're going, and they say that either the Imperial Army kind of came through and was like, we need your supplies, and so they would take more than the farms could handle, and then when or something of that nature, like monsters would attack and the army isn't there to help out anymore. So these farmers are like, how do we defend ourselves? We can't. Their crops were destroyed. There's a couple of people that report that in the last couple of years they've probably been on the road the most, but they've come from areas where the loyalists and the Imperial Army fought on their land, and their homes were destroyed as a part of the war, and they're just not sure where to pick up and what to go through.
Do they even care about the war anymore to begin with? Like taking sides? Do they still believe that one side is just and the other isn't?
You get some mixed reviews on this. You get some people that it seems to be goes in different groups, or even some families and groups are kind of back and forth, and it seems to be a sore subject for some. But the general consensus you get is those that support the empire see the war as just, and saying that the Emperor Henrik is the real emperor. He is the one that should be in charge. These rebels are causing nothing but problems. They shouldn't have rebelled to begin with. So you definitely see some of that. It's much more common than the reverse. Those that support the loyalists seem to be those that seem to be like prosecuted or persecuted against. They definitely seem to be in the worst shape. They often tell stories of they didn't pick a side, but then the Empire came in and then took everything they wanted. And when they tried to fight back and were like, hey, I need whatever my stuff is, food, my farm to survive, they say that the Imperial soldiers didn't care. They were very cold and distant and just took everything from them. There are also reports of like people talk about being abused. Soldiers would beat them and take what they wanted. Several men and women say that they were raped by the soldiers when they didn't give them what they wanted. Overall, it's definitely not a pretty picture. Like you listening to everything, like you hear horror stories from both sides. It's not like either side is holding up some idealistic ideal of the empire or everything.
I see. All right.
Yeah, that sounds pretty rough.
I think that exhausts all of the questions I have, though. Someone else wants to.
Yeah, any other questions you guys got?
I think I'm not gonna ask questions. I think I'm more gonna say like
Oh god.
things like, whatever happens, you can always find Bahamut.
Oh god. Really?
I love fails.
Just like that.
Well, so you definitely come across Frederick as you kind of stop and talk to some people. You do find that every now and then, maybe I'd say 2 or 3 times throughout the day, you do find that there are some groups of families or travelers that are together that might have somebody that could be potentially an adventurer. There's you come across a sorcerer who's just kind of trying to make fire, and doesn't seem very skilled or very knowledgeable. Probably hasn't had any formal training, which you guys know is kind of weird because when it comes to any kind of spell casting, especially arcane, the Conclave of Magi are pretty quick to wrap people up and say, hey, you're going to the school to learn. So you estimate he's probably started to learn magic in the last year or two, but with all the chaos, nobody's bothered to try and find him and teach him, so he's just going off instinct. Then you easily find a priest kind of doing the same thing that you're doing, like Bahamut will find you. But this one's more with Savaris, the god of fate, and he's kind of like, don't worry, this is the god's will, and trying to keep people's spirits up. So you do encounter a couple of people like that.
Oh boy.
What a joy so far.
Amazing.
Well, any other questions?
Love these guys.
Stop
I
talking
think
to
we're
the
good.
people.
Maybe you should talk to them.
I don't want to be sad.
Don't
Sad
want
or
to be
more.
sad.
I don't
War
be
is
more
a
sad.
thing.
If you're sad, don't be sad.
Be mad.
Thank you, Frederick. Appreciate that.
Make life take the lemons back.
All right, so I want one of you, doesn't matter who, roll a d20 for me.
Ooh, who's feeling lucky?
I just
I'm
rolled a nat
not.
1, so not me.
Yikes. Alright, well,
Maybe you just got it out of the way.
it was nice knowing y'all.
Go for it, Calamities.
Oh, we're not taking that one? Alright, cool. Huh. Neat.
All right,
Okay, go. It's not bad.
14.
Passable.
All right, so let me roll something real quick.
Oh, we do go for the body.
All right, so towards the end of the night, or as it's starting to get dark, you guys start to make camp, kind of pull off to the side of the road a little bit. You hear this kind of laughter. It's kind of this kind of like this really old man laughter, like almost like he's crazy. And you guys walk off the path, kind of looking for a place to camp, and you see an old man, long, white, bushy beard, kind of that almost hillbilly style, with like bald on top and fraying hair on the sides. He's missing all of his teeth, and he is not wearing any shoes. But he's sitting on a log, and in front of him is a fire, and he's kind of poking this with the fire with a stick. But he looks at you and he goes, "Ah, hi, come join the fire."
I am going to join
Let's
the fire.
Oh, you know what? You might be onto something. I'm gonna join the fire too.
I'm joining the fire.
Cold.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys sit down with him, and he's not cooking anything. He's just poking the fire. Like, it just seems to be keeping him warm at the moment. But he does look at you guys. You all don't have to roll perception for this, but you can see there's kind of a wild light to his eyes.
I like that.
I really like that.
I want to know who he is. Yeah.
I trust him with everything I have already. I don't need to know.
Actually, I trust him with everything. I'm gonna say that it's a very nice fire.
He goes, thank you. I've been tending it all day.
I guess if everyone else
He's amazing.
over to this dude, then sure.
I love him.
I don't trust him yet. I don't trust him yet.
You guys asked who he is? Somebody
Yeah,
else?
I would ask. Yeah.
He kind of looks at you and he grins and he goes, "Ruskin's the name. Tending fire's the game." And he kind of pokes at the fire again. And he goes, "I just made that up."
Oh my god. Alright, I love him forever, actually.
I know.
And so he takes the stick after a moment. He kind of looks at you and gets this weird, crooked grin on his face. And then Feo, he looks at you and he pokes you and he goes, "With the stick?" And he's like, "What are you? Who are you? Who are you?"
Okay. Hey, why are you poking me? My buddies here know me as Feo.
And he goes, "I'm poking you because you're the closest."
Beautiful.
Oh man. Yeah. Don't poke me. Poke Branch over there. These cats get fleas everywhere.
And he kind of looks at the two tabaxi guys and he goes, "Well, Branch, you say?" And he goes, "Well, they look like they could be on a branch, if you know what I mean."
I don't know what you mean.
I have not a clue what this man means.
I'm
He
just
starts
gonna laugh with
laughing
him.
to himself like he made the craziest, funniest joke ever.
Good God. This man
I'm
is a
laughing
trip.
with him.
Are we gonna be able to get information from him, or is he just a weirdo?
No, I'm gonna sit closer to him and go and be like, so you hang around here often?
And he kind of looks over at you and he goes, "No, why would I? There's nothing here."
I
And then
mean,
he
there's
gets
a
this
nice
very
fire.
serious look on his
A
face.
really nice fire.
And he goes, well, you say that, he gets this very serious look on his face for a moment, and he goes, kind of sniffs his nose, and he goes, and just this blank, serious look in you for a moment, and it just drags, and drags, and drags.
I'm looking around at these
And then
guys.
he just starts laughing at you, Feo, or Brant. I'm sorry, Frederick. And he just goes, and he starts laughing.
Branch
love this
joins
guy.
him.
I
Branch-
just get
Branch starts
uncomfortable
laughing,
and start
too.
laughing.
I'm gonna start laughing too.
I'm gonna point and laugh at Frederick.
So the guy starts slapping at his stomach and then falls backwards off the log, and he just starts laughing. And then he just kind of goes, Look at the moons!"
I'm gonna look at the moon.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at the moon and say it's a very nice moon.
So just so you guys know, there are two moons in the sky. One moon is a larger one, and the second one goes around it. So there are two, but they're both full, I don't know if they're full moons. Let me check. It's on the calendar. No, they're both crescent moons at the moment. But he just kind of points at them and laughs. And then after a minute, he kind of sits up and he snorts as he laughs. I can't do it, but he snorts as he laughs at the very end. And then he kind of looks at the four of you and he goes, "Well, I've got the fire. Who's got the food?"
Oh, I can do food. Here, and then I cast a good berry,
Okay.
and then I give him a handful of berries.
He kind of looks at them for a moment and he goes, kind of picks one out of your hand and sniffs it. And then just looks right up at you. So I'm assuming you're leaning over looking at him, right?
Yeah.
He just kind of takes one in his hand, puts the stick down, takes 2 or 3 more out of your hand, and then goes, "You first!" It stuffs them right into your mouth.
Oh no.
I'm gonna start laughing.
Yeah, I'm gonna start laughing at him.
Yeah, so it's like somebody stuffing blueberries into your mouth. You're just like, "What?"
So I try and I swallow one, but I try to hide the rest under my tongue.
Okay. Make a deception check on this. Actually, I'll do even make a sleight of hand check.
Okay. That is a 14.
Okay. He does not see. You hide them under your tongue, and he goes, "Ah, good, aren't they good?"
Yeah, delicious.
And he goes, "Just It's just berries? Nothing else? Is this all you folks eat?
I mean, they're very filling. Very, very filling.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat too many.
Yeah, I would probably only eat one.
He kind of looks at you confused and he goes, sniffs it again, and then goes, well, I want more than one, and then throws it on the ground and stomps on it with his foot. Mind you, he's barefoot. He doesn't have shoes. And he doesn't have any teeth either. It's just this gum smile at you.
I was like,
I love
here,
this guy.
you can have more than one then. And I take the ones from under my tongue and try and shove it in his mouth.
Okay. Just make a quick attack roll, an unarmed attack.
Okay.
You have to beat a 10, because he's just kind of sitting there.
Nat 20.
Oh, fuck!
Oh,
How do you critically stuff these good berries down his throat?
I think I just underestimate my strength, and I'm just so in the moment and just having a good time with this jolly old man, and then I just grab the berries from my mouth and I just almost like punch him in his mouth, and then release the berries into like the back of his throat.
So you're fisting him is what you're doing. You're just like, take them. Man, I have this mental picture of Branch kind of grabbing this old man by the rags that he's in, grabbing him by the neck and going, eat the good berries!
They're good for you.
Eat your broccoli, damn it! Okay, well, he's totally caught off guard by this and is just like, wah! Like, he's just stuffing them down his throat. He's just like, ah! And it's just good berry juice just dripping down his beard and over his face. And he's kind of like, ah! And you pull your hand back and it's just covered in spittle from him just.
I wipe it on Frederick.
Oh my god.
Hey!
So after he finally eats one or swallows, he kind of goes, tastes like jam. And then he kind of looks at y'all and he goes, enjoy the fire! He pokes it and he vanishes.
What?
Oh.
What the heck?
What?
Cool.
I will let you, Branch, make a perception check.
Okay.
The fire is still
Okay.
going. He poked the fire and the stick disappeared. Like, the stick is sticking out of the fire.
Oh, okay. I rolled a 15.
But I loved him.
Okay, yeah.
I love him more.
He's just gone. You don't know where he went.
Well, that's fun.
Can I grab the stick?
You grab the stick, yeah, no problem.
I want to poke the fire too.
Okay, you poke the fire, some sparks come out, and some ash.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Maybe I need to be eating a good berry. Give me a good berry while I poke the.
Maybe
Fire.
I have to say enjoy the fire, like he said.
Oh, that's a good idea there, Frederick. Let me do that. Let me say that. Enjoy the fire, and I poke the fire again with the stick.
Okay, nothing happens. Just more sparks. A couple pieces of
Go
wood tumble
back,
over,
old
but
man.
And I laugh at Phil.
I miss the old man already. What about you guys?
I miss him. He was
I don't know.
Oh,
He lives with me in my heart.
He was like a father to me. I loved him like my son.
Can I look around to see where he was sitting?
Sure.
If he left anything behind?
Go ahead and make a perception check. Or investigation check, I would say, in this case.
An 11.
Okay, so you look around, and there's nothing. He didn't leave anything behind. He's just where he was sitting.
Oh.
Dang it.
Well,
I'm gonna pull out 10 gold coins, and I'm like, oh man, it's a shame that I need to leave these gold coins here on the ground for now. I guess it's time we get going, guys.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Yeah, yeah. I say we head on out. I'm gonna also leave another 10 gold coins.
Okay.
I'm not gonna leave 10 gold coins.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my money. I'm actually gonna hang on to that.
Okay. So it is getting dark. Like the only light you have is from the fire, unless you guys have dark vision.
I don't have dark vision.
Okay. So looking out into the darkness over by the road, and the road's maybe 50 feet away, it's definitely very daunting because it's nighttime. There is a little bit of cloud overcast, but you can like every now and then you can see the moons. But it's cold away from the fire, and it's probably not a smart idea to totally just be like, we're leaving on the road at the moment. But if you guys take a few minutes to like kind of walk to the road and kind of leave the cold and see what happens, about 10 minutes go by and nothing happens.
I'm gonna go back and get my gold.
Okay, it's just
Well,
sitting
I
there.
suggest we get some shut-eye and
Yeah, we should just rest around the fire for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
let's
like
keep
that
this
idea.
and we can always pray that our friend reappears.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a couple dreams about him.
I'm gonna dream of having a party with him. I'm gonna be like, he's the one with the dragon head!
I feel like that's a Kronk moment from Emperor's New Groove where he wakes up. That peasant didn't pay his meal. You're like, oh wait, that guy was really bombing. All right, well, so you guys all rest. You can take a long rest. You don't have to mark anything out. You should be at full health anyways.
Right.
You wake up in the morning. That fire has died down to embers and has gone out. It is chilly in the morning. So, like, temperature-wise, it's probably around mid-40s, which for this part of the world is cold. As you go further north, it gets obviously much colder, but that's pretty cold for this part of the world right now. That's 40 degrees Fahrenheit, Frederick. Sorry.
Oh. Sorry.
I don't want you to think
I was like,
40. Holy
alright,
fuck.
we're gonna get a heat stroke.
Yeah.
Die in the middle of
Not that hot for you. It's cold for everyone else. Okay. So you guys pack up your stuff, get on your horses, and continue down the road.
Yeah, that was crazy, guys.
I never asked him his name.
I know. Well, his name is Ruskin.
Oh no!
It's
Yeah, he
true.
did. His name said his name was Ruskin.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Ruskin.
It's the name. Tendon fires the game.
Yep,
He just
yep,
made
yep.
that up.
That must be his full name.
Tending fires the game. That's quite a last name.
It is.
Yeah,
Wow,
but
last
it's
name.
it's one hell of a last name. It's just
I
fucking
mean,
cool.
You're not wrong.
Maybe we'll run into him again.
Never know. All right. Well, so about 2 or 3 hours into your journey, you do come across some other small camps of same thing you saw from before. A couple of people, like family groups up. They're kind of tending to their fires, kind of waking up as the morning is starting to pick up, until you kind of get this stretch of land that looks a little familiar. And after about 20 minutes, you realize it's farmland that's being untended. And you actually see about half a mile down the road, you can see what looks to be a contingent of maybe 10 soldiers, Imperial soldiers, down the way. And this is generally where you guys encountered the soldiers before when they were burying the dead.
Okay.
Okay. So, do you think they'll let us dig up some
Investigate?
bodies?
Yeah, I don't think they'll let us dig the bodies.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
pretty
I have to
sure
agree with
they're
that,
not
Frederick.
Okay,
doing
I'm gonna need one of you guys to distract them.
I don't think
I
want
don't
to.
think I want to either.
I'm gonna need you to stop wanting to dig up bodies.
Maybe we just temper that a little bit.
Can't help my instincts.
These urges.
It's
Should we just go ask him what happened? I mean, we kind of have an idea, right?
I mean, they might have some kind of idea of what happened.
This is true.
Yeah.
Maybe they are what happened.
Yeah,
Okay, maybe we shouldn't
I wouldn't
accuse them of
throw.
that out the window.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't throw accusations on them.
I would.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
you're on your own for that.
While true, I can't recommend it.
Yeah, maybe we'll let Frederick or Calamities do the talking on this one.
All right, so you guys get a little bit closer, and you can see there are about excuse me, there are about 9 people or 9 soldiers. There seems to be one that's in charge, and they're kind of like they are digging up the bodies, but they seem to be also putting them in wagons. Like there's 2 wagons they're putting the bodies into. It looks like they're taking great care to take care of the bodies. They're not like trying to desecrate them or anything. But you can see that they're all soldiers, so they're all wearing military uniforms, the green like overcoats. But as you approach, the one that seems to be in charge kind of nods to you all, and he just seems to acknowledge that you're going by, but he doesn't stop you or do anything like that. You guys can stop and ask questions if you'd like.
All right, so who does the talking?
Whoever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, whichever one of you guys want to walk up and talk to him. You're on horseback. He's on the ground. He's just kind of overseeing what's going on.
Right.
Anybody?
All right, I'll do it.
Yeah, that feels.
Go ahead, Frederick.
All right,
feels
so
reasonable to me.
Well, good day, good sir. I was wondering, my friends and I were wondering, what happened here?
So he looks at you, and you see he's an elf as you get up close to him. But he looks at you and he nods and he goes, "Good day. Well, we've come from Terran to retrieve our fallen brethren. That's what we are doing here. As for what happened, we don't know yet."
Strange that they were buried.
It is. I mean, we suspected that there might have been some kind of monster attack, but the wounds that they have sustained are not of a monster attack. There are no claw marks or biting. There's no severed limbs or anything of that nature. None of the bodies have been gnawed upon or chewed upon. And as you mentioned, most strange, they were buried. It does appear that someone or something or a group of soldiers, perhaps, came through here and attacked them.
That may be because, well, we passed through here the other day and we did see some people burying the bodies. We assumed that they were affiliated to them.
You saw someone burying the bodies? He kind of
Yes.
looks at you for a moment and he goes, "Well, who were they? What did they look like?" So I'll tell you. Your
I have
characters,
very little to say.
yeah, your characters would remember this, but I know it's
Okay.
been a while, so you guys don't. So there was a dwarf, was the one that was closest to the street or the road, and then there were
Okay.
2 others that were burying the bodies. They looked either to be elves or half elves.
All right, well, I give him the rough description.
Okay. So one of the other
Everything I
soldiers
can remember.
behind this officer kind of chimes up and he goes, "Well, you mentioned the dwarf. That sounds like Thadul."
Who's that?
Well, the lieutenant kind of looks over, or the officer. He's a lieutenant. I don't know if you guys recognize the insignia on his shoulders, but he is a lieutenant. But he looks over at the soldier and he goes, "Do you know the man?" And the soldier kind of nods and kind of stands up, brushes his hands off, like all the dirt. I mean, he walks up. He's also an elf, but he has his hair pulled back. It's kind of maybe like just shoulder length, pulled back into like a man bun kind of thing as he walks up. But he goes, "Well, Thadul was a scout for the company. We haven't found his body here. I'm surprised, though. It's not like him to come back and to bury this without coming to town. We have not found him, and no one has seen him." The officer kind of looks at him and goes, "Well, that's interesting. We have no reports of any other soldiers that are missing." And you hear one of the other soldiers go back and goes, "No, officer, no, lieutenant. There are 2 others missing. There are 3 from this contingent that are missing, unaccounted for.
That must have
Very
been
strange.
the ones we saw.
Indeed.
Then. I'd like to ask the lieutenant if there are any survivors at all.
And he says apparently the Fadul is one of the survivors, and whoever the other 2 that are missing, where they are, where they've gone, we don't know. This is the first I've heard of it.
What I'm wondering is, are they survivors or traitors?
Do you ask that question, or do you make that comment?
Yeah, I make the comment.
Seems like a reasonable
Okay, so the elf that walked up and said it was Thadul, for the description, he says Thadul's been an Imperial man for as long as I've known him. He's been in the Imperial Army for nigh on 50 years. Being a traitor is not in his blood.
Could always be surprised, but I'll take your word on it.
Yeah. So the 2 of them, I'll kind of ask you guys some pointed questions, and I'm not going to get into the details because it's things your characters would remember, not necessarily you guys would. But general questions, just so you guys know. They ask for the descriptions, kind of what you witnessed them doing during the process, and how that conversation went with them. As you guys kind of like, oh, they were the ones burying the bodies. They seemed to be paying their respects to them, and they kind of were like, fuck off, we're burying our friends, kind of thing. The lieutenant and the other soldier with him they seem to you get the impression through the conversation that they don't think that these 3 necessarily were involved in killing. They might have just been survivors, and if nothing else, they suspect maybe instead of being the cause or traitors, they might be deserters now.
Right.
Can I ask the guy that knows Fadul, if he has any idea where Fadul would go?
He says maybe home, but that would be unlikely. His clan or his family would disown him for what he's done, for abandoning his post. He does say he's from far to the north. Let me pull it up. It's the Tisgan Mountains, which is really far to the north. It's in the northernmost part of the empire.
Huh.
It's about 1,000 miles away from where you guys are.
Holy moly.
That is pretty far.
2 kilometer. Oh yeah, that's far.
So,
Just a
we
little bit.
we saw them not too long ago, so maybe we could find them?
The lieutenant kind of looks at you and goes, well, even if they are deserters, the penalty for deserting is going to be death. And the soldier that kind of says he knows Thadul just kind of hangs his head and he goes, we've all seen enough death here. The lieutenant kind of gives him a side eye of yeah, but it's still, this is the law or the rules of the empire, or the soldiers. But you get the impression from even just the 2 of them. I won't have you guys roll insight or anything because it's pretty obvious that the penalty might be death, but even they're we don't really want to hunt them down if they're, the war is the war. We're sick of it too.
Mm-hmm.
True. They might not be deserters, they just might be survivors in the sense that I don't know, they were played dead or something.
Well,
I don't know. What do you guys want to?
I think we're about done here, so I'm just gonna go well, I hope this information is gonna be useful, and if we learn anything, we'll let you know, and we'll be on our way.
He says, all right, well, safe travels. Thank you for imparting the information upon us, and I'll fill it into my report, and stay safe. Avoid the loyalists if you can. They will do worse.
I say you too.
Okay, they all kind of nod to you guys, and they go back to what they were doing. They're digging up the dead, and I'll say this: so if you guys asked, I'm sure you guys probably would have asked what they were doing. They're pulling up the dead to bury them properly, give them their last respect, last rites, and everything like that.
Makes sense.
Yeah, they were basically just buried and.
Yeah.
Okay. All right then, let's go.
All right. Well, then another one of you, doesn't matter who, can't be Calamities though. He already rolled. Roll a d20 for me here.
Branch roll.
I don't feel lucky.
Branch rolled a 19.
19.
Nice.
Okay.
Amazing.
Just so you know, higher is not good.
Oh, never mind.
Wow. No.
So, okay. So let me roll. Let's see what happens. Maybe you get another crazy old man. Maybe not. Oh, wrong dice.
Oh, I wanted another crazy man.
I want the same crazy old man.
Yes. I want to see him again. I miss him.
So at the end of the day, you come up to, so you're on the same road you've been on before. So you kind of come up to some of the abandoned houses that you've seen before, and one of them's right off the road, maybe 150 feet off, and you can see what would have been like the farmhouse and the kind of penned off area in front of a garden. Just outside the house, though, and even from the house, you can see there's smoke coming out of the chimney. For it. And what's weird is the house is mostly destroyed. Looks like it was burned. So there's strange that there's smoke coming out of the chimney. But sitting in the fenced off area in front of the house, you see kind of leaning back one man smoking a pipe, and another three elderly men, and there's an elderly woman sitting there too. And they're all kind of sitting in this fenced off area, kind of makeshift chairs that they've probably pulled out of one of the houses. And over the fire, they're roasting a couple of rabbits. But as they see you approach, they go, come, enjoy a good meal. And they motion over for you guys to join them.
Let's enjoy a good meal.
Oh, yeah, I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Food is good.
Okay, so they offer you over. There are the four of you and their horses. They kind of ask some pointed questions. Oh, where are you going? What brings you out this way? Kind of thing. Kind of idle chit-chat. But they do share their meal with you guys, so you guys have a pleasant meal. They don't really have any problems with that. They do tell you that they are currently on their way to the town of Terran, and they are coming from the town of Doolin, and this was a nice place to stop. So they are just happy to have other travelers with them at the moment. They've been traveling by foot.
Oh, that's rough.
Oh, that's rough. Just like gives my horse a pat.
Yes, well, one of them, the old woman goes, yeah, well, I've buried 6 children. I can walk it. I'll be fine. And you see one of the man with the pipe kind of just grins, and he goes, Edith, it was 4 children, not 6. She goes, hush! It was 6. I had to raise your 2 as well. And he goes, whatever. He kind of rolls his eyes and just sucks on the pipe and smokes a little bit.
Yeah, sounds fair. Sounds like it's 6.
So there's some friendly banter back and forth the whole night for it, but they all just kind of like enjoy a meal with us. So you guys can take a long rest again, no problems. You encounter a friendly group of elderly men and women who just enjoy the company.
Heck yeah.
All right. Okay, so on the next day, let's see how the weather is behaving. Ooh, not well. So halfway through the day, the wind begins to pick up, and it starts to get frigid cold. It's overcast, and it begins to pouring rain. You guys are miserable.
No, I don't want to be miserable.
You are soaking wet, miserable. It's kind of like that moment in Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit where they're like, Gandalf, get the rain to stop, and he's like, oh, fuck no. It's that kind of deluge, just nonstop, but it's like ice cold.
Phil, get the rain to stop.
I don't think I can do that.
Aren't you a wizard?
Outside
Yeah, not that kind of wizard.
I do want everyone, so that's going to be your whole trip, the whole day. So everyone go ahead and roll a Constitution saving throw for me here.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
6.
Aw.
23.
A dead on 10.
Okay.
13.
All right. So, Frederick, at the end of the day, like, you are sniffling, got a runny nose, you've got a fever, you're like, just like, I feel fucking miserable. Somebody, doesn't matter who, go ahead and make a survival check to find some cover, some place to rest for the night.
I'll do it this time.
Awesome.
A 2.
Why did we let him?
A 1 and then a 2.
Man,
I don't know what
okay.
you're talking about.
So you guys start searching. Fail's like, I got this, guys. I'll find us a spot. You find a spot, Fail. You're like, this is perfect. We're going to be out of the water, out of the rain, everything. And you do find some trees that are kind of like provide some kind of like protection for it. You guys set up your camp. I don't know if you have any like tents or anything like that. I don't think you guys took that stuff before.
We do.
No.
But as you guys get set up, and I want everyone to make another Constitution saving throw. Frederick, you roll with disadvantage.
Well, I got a 5, so let's roll again and
I
see
got a
what's the lowest.
13.
Okay.
I got a
That's
14.
5.
Okay.
5 is the lowest.
Branch.
I got a 17.
Okay. So, unfortunately, in like maybe an hour into the rain and everything going, one of the branches up above snaps, and it's just this opens up this gaping hole in the canopy above you guys, and it's just pouring down on top of you. It is a miserable, horrible night. Technically, Frederick, you now have a very nasty cold, so you'd be equivalent of being like poisoned. However, I have mentioned before that lesser restoration will cure poison. So if you want to in the morning, your nose is runny, your sinuses are clogged, your throat is rough, and you're like coughing. If you want to do a lesser restoration, I will let you do that. Otherwise, you are poisoned, statistic-wise, until you take a week of rest.
Well, thank Bahamut.
For magic.
No. Bahamut created magic, obviously.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously.
So as you guys get up in the morning, you guys are like, oh God, that night was horrible. For the love of God, let's not do that again, kind of thing. The rain does stop, and it does start to clear up a little bit for it there. There's still the wind. Wind picks up, so it's cold, but it's no longer pouring. So everyone, or somebody else who has not rolled a d20 yet, roll to see how today goes.
I'm not feeling lucky. I want to do it.
You, Frederick.
2.
2. You know what? That's what you need. So the rest of today is uneventful. In fact, the weather starts to warm up slightly and the wind dies down. With that roll, you actually do find some excellent cover. You guys find an abandoned farmhouse that actually has a manageable roof, gets you guys out of the wind. Part of the building has been collapsed, but you guys make camp there for the night. You don't encounter anybody else on the road, and you get your long rest without any problems.
Yay!
I get my spell slot back.
All right, so you guys are about 2 days away, and at this point, I want to have one other person go ahead and roll a d20 for me who has not rolled yet.
The last person.
Who is it?
I don't know who it is. I think I rolled a d20 already.
Yeah,
I think everyone rolled.
Yep.
Well.
Huh.
Okay, somebody else roll then. Doesn't matter. Pick one of you.
Branch will.
You got this, Branch.
11.
I believe.
Okay. Let me roll as well.
Huh. Hopefully it's the same old man with the fire.
No. All right. Who rolled for that? Was Branch that rolled?
Yeah.
Okay. So halfway through the day, you guys are kind of getting tired of the road already. You're miserable. The road has you guys have split and are starting heading like the road splits. One goes towards Kyiv, towards the north, and then the other one continues east. You guys are continuing east. About halfway through the day, around 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you guys are just exhausted from the last couple of days. You're just kind of in this daze. And Branch, you hear this squawk of birds. You all kind of look up in this kind of just tired, confused look. And you watch as there's this large flock of what looks to be some kind of eagle-like sized creatures. They're definitely large birds that are fly by. And then, Branch, as you kind of continue to look up, you're like, huh, interesting. And you watch, kind of dumbfounded, as you see something heading towards you, falling towards you. And you're like, what is that? And I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me here.
Oh no.
It's not going to be a difficult one.
Nice.
15.
15. You see this thing falling at you, and you kind of blink and look at it, and you're like, oh shit, I gotta move! And you kind of shift yourself to the side, and your horse kind of sidesteps, and you hear this boom! Clank, 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 clank. And you look down on the ground next to you where the horse is, and there's a leather pouch that has hit the ground and opened up, and there are gold coins falling out of it.
What?
Huh.
I'm gonna jump off my horse and get it.
Thanks, Bahamut.
Alright, well,
I knew you were real.
you fail. You jump down and are like, what?
I was
Gold
right.
coins?
I was right.
So the leather pouch has 10 gold coins in it.
Fucking yo.
Yeah,
It's
let's
Ruskin. He
go.
sent it to us.
Oh my god.
Thank you, Ruskin.
I liked it better when it was Bahamut.
Can I search the pouch for anything else?
There's nothing else in it, no. It's just 10 gold coins.
Sweet. Can I keep the pouch as well?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's just a leather belt pouch.
Well, you now have a pouch.
Nice. Maybe more of these, whatever they are, will drop them from the sky. Or
That would be pretty
maybe
cool.
they were scavenging on bodies.
Maybe? You never know.
Did we see where they were coming from? Maybe we should go in that direction.
No, I mean, you guys really weren't kind of paying attention. It was just kind of like you heard the squawking
Maybe.
and then were like, huh, what? And looked up and just kind of watched them fly overhead. So you didn't really see where they were coming from.
Maybe it's just a miracle sent by Bahamut.
I like that. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
It works. All right, so as the day progresses, you're kind of like enjoying your luck. Like, dude, we just got some free money. What the? Like, this is awesome kind of thing. What's the marching order for me, just so I know? So who's in front, back, middle, and back?
Branch will be in the front.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know the region very well.
I can take middle.
Sure, I'll follow right behind Branch.
Okay. Then who's last?
And I'm gonna close the walk, or whatever it's. I'm gonna be last there.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you guys are going along the road, and you guys haven't seen anybody for a couple of hours at this point, which is, a little weird, but not too weird. You usually have seen pass people back and forth every now and then. And as you guys are kind of coming up to, there's this, you can see this group of, cluster of trees, maybe about a mile off, kind of off to your left. It'd be to the northern part of the land. And you see, everyone go to make a perception check for me here.
Okay. The cat sees again.
I got 11.
13.
Nope. Friedrich's seeing too.
17.
Wow, some decent rolls.
My
okay,
first
so
decent roll.
you all roll high enough. It's not like it's super difficult to see. But you do see what looks to be some kind of Imperial scout in his green tunic or overcoat, kind of running towards you, waving his hands and screaming. You can't. He's too far away to hear what he's saying, but you can hear that he is screaming. He's about a mile or so, maybe away, maybe a little less.
Oh boy.
I'm going to.
I start screaming back.
I'll ride towards him a little bit.
Okay. So it's not very difficult. I mean, you guys, if you're gonna ride towards him, like, are you galloping towards him or just?
Yeah, I'm gonna gallop towards him.
Okay. So you start galloping towards him, and it doesn't take you very long to cross the distance. You make it to him, with him running to you in about 20 seconds. It's pretty fast for you. As you get, actually, it'd probably be too fast. So about 30 seconds. Because horses gallop pretty fast, but not that fast. So you get to him, and he's like, you two of you have closed the distance. Is anybody else following behind, or is it just Feo that's going?
I'll follow.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Okay. So as you get closer, you all can hear him go, "Spiders! Spiders!"
Oh,
and
hell yeah.
You
Yo,
look
this sounds
behind him,
killable.
and about 500 feet behind him, and you see 4 giant spiders rushing after him.
Whoa!
I think he got this.
This sounds so extremely killable.
Why are you running? They look so friendly.
He is not saying they're friendly. He's like, they're trying to eat me.
Well, maybe they're just hungry. Maybe you should give them some, like, giant flies.
How far away are these spiders?
They're about 500 feet. They are closing the distance very quickly.
Maybe we can feed him steel.
Like,
Do we want to fight these guys, or do we want to get out of here?
yeah, so watching him run, like, he's sprinting, but you can tell the spiders are caning on him. They're catching him.
Yeah, let's save him.
Okay, yeah, I'll stretch out my arm and have him jump on my horse.
Okay. Let me see. I will have him make a check for that. Okay, so as you're running, like riding, galloping towards him, he's yelling spiders. You kind of put out your hand to hold him, you grab him. He grabs at your hand. Make an animal handling check for yourself, Fail.
14.
Okay. So you thankfully managed to keep yourself in the saddle, but he almost pulls you out as you're trying to swing him up in, and he just stumbles and falls. He didn't roll high enough to grab on.
Oh, man.
By the distance, you figure the spiders are going to be here in the next maybe 20 to 30 seconds.
All right. I'm go right between. Well, I'm gonna get off my horse. I'm gonna get between the spiders and them.
Okay.
Get off the horse?
I would have stabbed
Yeah.
my horse and put it my bow.
No, I'm getting off the horse.
Dang. That's unfortunate. I can't do
Do
the
spiders
advantage thing.
count
That's
as
right,
animals?
They are considered beasts, specifically.
Sounds like we're about to
Oh, okay, perfect.
get in the tussle.
Hell yeah.
So, Frederick, what else are you doing? You get down off your horse and do what?
All right. I'm basically gonna stand between the spiders and them, just like
Okay.
to stop them, and maybe I'm gonna cast a little spell before the fight.
Okay. Well, while they're
Yeah.
running and you get off your horse and everything, I want everyone to make an animal handling check, including you, Frederick.
All right. That is 12.
20.
Mediocre. Ooh.
That's 17.
Branch.
Some good rolls so far, except for Frederick.
Okay.
And Calamities.
The only one off the horse.
Yeah. So Calamities and Frederick. Two things happen. So Frederick, you jump off. You kind of got the reins in your hand, and your horse spooks, seeing the spiders approaching. Your horse rears up, and you lose the reins, and the horse just turns and runs. Calamities, Make a dexterity saving throw. Your horse rears back, and you're going to get kicked off your horse.
That is a 20 on the save.
Okay, so you get kicked off and kind of like you feel the horse rear up, and instead of just kind of tumbling backwards, head over heels, you actually do well enough to understand what the horse is freaking out over. And you kind of just let go, and you end up sliding off the saddle and landing behind the horse, kind of doing a tumble. So you don't take any damage. You're not prone either, but your horse does the same thing. It kind of freaks out and turns and follows Frederick's horse. Kind of runs off in the distance.
Okay. Well, I'm sad, horsey, but oh well.
All right, what are you guys gonna do? You got about, I'd say, like 3 rounds.
How far are they now?
They're closing the distance, so they're about 120 feet, roughly.
120 feet. Okay. Can I cast Speak with Animals?
Sure. What do you want to say to them?
I want to shout at the spiders and ask, "Are you guys friendly?"
Okay. Speak with animals. Let me look up what that spell does.
Dr. Doolittle or what?
Yeah.
You could have told them to stop. You could have told them,
Okay, so you kind of shout this to them, and you hear through their skittering and their like clicking of their mandibles. You do hear them kind of chime back. They don't seem to understand friendly, but they say more or less food, yes, friendly, good, yes, food.
Oh, okay. Guys, all we have to do is just give them food, like I said earlier.
what are you going to give them to eat?
Where's that dwarf at?
No.
Listen, what makes the spider more important than us as living beings?
Meanwhile, I'm going to cast Firebolt at one of them.
Okay. In that case, I'll go ahead.
Keep that short bow ready.
Feed
So in
them
that
fire.
case, we're going to go ahead and put everyone in initiative here.
Understandable.
Let me make sure I do this right.
Oh, 22, baby.
Nice.
13.
All right, hold on. I'm going to get
Got
all
an
those-
18.
God damn.
I will get all of those numbers from you guys in just a
Got
second.
a 28.
Jesus Christ.
What
oh,
the
yeah.
heck?
Branch of
Alert.
28. Feo, what
I
you
always forget about it.
18.
Our lowest is a 13. Our
Frederick?
second lowest is an 18.
What'd you get, Frederick?
13.
13. And Calamities?
22.
Jesus Christ, guys.
Yep.
Well, I guess it works out because they rolled a nat 20 on theirs. So,
Ooh.
all right.
Oh.
Well, so Feo, you're making the first attack. You technically get a surprise round, is what it would be, but not really a surprise round. But go ahead and make your attack. There are 4 of them rushing to you.
Okay, so the closest one.
Okay, so they're about 120 feet away at this point. I'll say 100 feet to make it easy, since they were still moving.
Okay, yeah. So I'll do Firebolt at the closest one. Nat 20.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Dog.
Very nice. Yeah, roll some damage. You definitely hit.
And 6 crit.
Okay. So on a crit, you roll double the dex.
Yeah,
Did it do that for
was
you?
2d10.
No, I don't think it did.
It
Did
did.
2d10? Oh, it did?
'Cause,
Okay.
Yeah, Firebolt does 1d10 normally.
Yeah,
Alright.
this is a 2d10.
So 6 damage. Okay. You hit one of the spiders right in the face. It goes, ah! Branch, you hear it. Like, you recognize what it says, and it says more or less, fire, bad, not good, not good.
Not good indeed.
Okay.
Oh no.
Then, Branch, that is technically now your turn, top of the round.
Oh god. I'm torn. Hmm. I will. Okay, I will try, and I'm gonna get off my horse, and then try and run towards the closest spider that just got hit by a firebolt.
Okay.
Bolt.
So you close the distance a little bit. It's about 70-ish feet from you at this point.
Okay. And then that's it.
Okay. That would bring it to Calamities. You're up.
Okay. The spider's still like 120 out, or are there any?
They're about 100 feet away.
Okay, I'm gonna move up 20 feet.
Okay.
Let's see here. What can I? Okay, I can't do that. I mean, I guess I'm just gonna fire my short bow at the one that got hit with the firebolt.
Okay. Make your attack.
Wah! 16.
That will hit, yeah.
For 8 piercing damage.
Ooh, very nice. All right, you shoot him, and as he's rearing up, going fire bad, you hit him right in kind of the chest. And you watch it's a crossbow or short bow. You watch the entire arrow just pierce through it and then disappear inside of it. It's a very good hit.
Ooh, nice.
God damn.
All right. So that's the 4 spiders. They dash 60 feet. So Branch, they are at this point 10 feet from you. Calamities, they would be
20 feet.
20. And then Feo, they are 40 feet from you. And same with you, Frederick. But Feo, it is now your turn.
All right. I am going to. Ooh. I'm going to cast Acid Splash on the one that's already been hit twice.
Okay, go for it.
How close are they? Are they stacked? Are they within 5 feet of each other?
Yeah, so they're large spiders. They're like the size of a horse, essentially. So 2 of them would be within 5 feet. They're kind of skittering together.
Okay, because it says I hurl a bubble of acid. It says choose 1 or 2 creatures you can see within range. If you choose 2, they must be within 5 feet of each other.
Okay.
So I'll take the first 2 that are closest to Branch and Calamities.
Okay. Yeah, go
And
for
they
it.
must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 acid damage.
What's the save on it?
11.
Okay. So the first one fails for sure. They both fail, actually. So roll your damage.
Alright, 5.
Ooh, 5. Almost max damage. Okay. So have you ever cast this spell before?
Acid Splash? I don't think I have.
Okay. Describe what it looks like when you cast this spell.
Okay, so yeah, it definitely looked like a green bubble of acid, just like the way it says, but it's like as it's floating towards them, it's like dripping all this acid, and every little drop is just like, causing little splashes of acid, and it just pops right on top of them and just melts their skin off.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, you see Feo throw out this acid thing, just bubbling, just dropping onto the ground here or there, and Branch, you hear the spiders go, "Ah! It burns! It burns!"
No.
And that brings it to Frederick's turn. So the spiders are 40 feet away from you, Frederick. They are closing the distance.
All right, let's give him something to eat. So I'm gonna get my crossbow ready. I'm gonna shoot at the one that got burned,
Okay.
and that is 18 to hit,
That will hit. Roll some damage.
and that will be 5 damage.
Okay. 5 damage
Nice.
it is. He is still alive.
Holy moly!
All right. Well, anything else, Frederick?
That'll be it.
Okay. So now it's the scout's turn. I put him dead last for you guys. But he kind of looks at you guys doing this. He picks himself up and he goes, "Guess we're fighting these," and kind of unstrings his bow and takes 2 shots. 2 arrows is what he shoots. First one.
He's fast.
The first one hits. It's shooting 2 different creatures. Both hit. Yeah, lucky you guys.
Nice.
Okay. So he kills the first spider.
Hey, there we go.
The second spider, he just shoots manages to peg it right in its like one of its shoulders blades for the arm for the one of its legs. But there's still 3 of them rushing towards you. Branch, it is now your turn. They are 10 feet away from you.
Okay. I walk up to them. I explain. Stop. We can get you some food. You don't need to eat us.
Okay.
Oh, God.
So you don't hear them respond because it's not quite their turn yet. But I will say this much, that you get the impression from them, just like as you step up and are like, "Hey, we can get you food." At the moment, they're looking at you, and they definitely seem to be considering you food more than anything else. They're not exactly smart. And you know that.
I'm not very tasty, you guys.
All right, well, you tell them, "We can get you food," and they definitely don't seem to matter, but Calamities is now your turn.
Lovely. Well, I'm gonna use my bonus action to steady aim my bow at, I guess, the one that we've just been. Oh wait, no, the one that we've been wailing on. The scout killed him, right?
Yes. The other one that got burned by acid is still alive. He's got an arrow sticking out of him.
Yeah, gonna shoot that guy with my steady aim.
Okay.
You gotta be kidding me.
Wow, 2 double 2s.
Oh,
That's so
man.
sad.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, you take aim and your arrow just way off. Just 20 feet away. Wasn't even close.
So sad.
All right. Anything else for you?
No.
Okay. Well, that brings it to the spiders. So Branch, they definitely, like, the 3 of them are like, "Food, yes, you food, yes, yes."
No, not me.
So one of them is going to shoot a web at. So who else got close? It was Calamities. You moved up closer, correct?
Yeah, I was within 20 of where they are.
Okay. So one of the spiders shoots a web at you. You are now restrained as the web encompasses you for it. The other 2 spiders, however, are going to try and jump and attack you, Branch. So the first one got a 20, not natural to hit you.
Oh, that hits.
Okay. So you take 7 piercing damage, and you need to make a Constitution saving throw as well.
Okay.
Poison?
That is 14.
Okay, you are fine. You
Thanks
take
for now.
additional 4 points of poison damage. The second spider is going to attack you, Branch, and totally misses. He bumps into his friend, and they're trying to fight over you as the one bites into you. But that is their turn. Feo, it's your turn. The spiders are now 30 feet from you.
Oh, man.
They are swarming over Branch, except for one who's going after Calamities.
Woo.
Wow. Okay. So I'm going to try and get the one that's going after Calamity. That's the one that has been hit by acid, and the arrow?
No, so that one's going after Branch at the moment.
Oh. Can I move kind of like to get advantage on them, like kind of get behind them?
They're too far away for you to do that at the moment. So they're 30 feet directly in front of you. If you wanted to try and get behind them, you'd have to go like 60 feet directly through them and past them. And that would be a dash move.
Ew, okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Ice Knife at the one that's on Calamities.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for it.
A 10 to hit.
10 does not hit. I do believe Ice Knife, when it explodes, they still have to make a dex save on it, I believe.
A hit or miss, the shard then explodes. The target and each creature within 5 feet of it must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 cold damage.
Okay, well, so the spider failed his save, but Calamities is right there.
What's the DC on that?
11.
11.
Okay, I passed it.
Okay.
Awesome.
So I don't know, does it say you take half damage on a success? Fail?
And it says each creature within 5 feet of it must succeed on a dexterity saving throw. So no, if he succeeds, he's good.
Okay. So go ahead and roll for the spider, because he failed. And Calamities manages to dodge the ice shards.
Wow.
10.
Ooh, fuck! That's a
Oh my god.
big explosion.
Yeah.
Okay. The spider
dodged.
rears back on its on some of its legs from the shards that explode into it. It's definitely hurt. Frederick, unless you have anything else, it's going to be Frederick's turn.
I'm going to move back.
Okay.
Like a little bit. Like, what can I move? 10 feet? 20 feet?
Yeah, you're still on your horse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you move back. That's no problem.
Yeah, I'm going to move back like 20 feet again.
Okay, Frederick, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna run up to where Branch is, and I'm gonna try and finish off the one that's damaged with my maul.
Okay.
And that is 18 to hit.
Definitely hits.
And damage, that'll be 9 damage.
Okay. It is still alive. It is not in good shape, though. Between the arrows sticking out of it, the acid damage, and you just shattering part of its outer skeleton, its gooey insides are starting to drip out. And it's
I want it bad. I'm hitting it again.
Ooh, okay.
So that's 18 to hit again.
You definitely hit.
Nice.
And that is 13 damage.
Ooh, damn, that is definitely enough to kill it.
Hell yeah.
You smash its skull in, or like it's out, like you hit it right behind where it's like with the, what are they called? The plates, I'm thinking of the word, but I can't think of say it.
Titan?
Yes. You basically hit it right where it splits, right at its neck. You hear it crunch inward. Branch, you just hear this gurgling, food, hungry, and then the spider just collapses there, its insides oohing out onto the ground.
Ooh,
Nice.
that's
Job,
a
Frederick.
yikes for the spider. Sucks to suck.
Alright, that brings it to the scout's turn. He's going to make 2 attacks on... Oh shit, he rolled a nat 1. Let's see if he shoots somebody else. Oh fuck, he does. Okay.
Oh no!
So let me see. So he shoots at the spider, can't hit the spider. So all of you are, except for Feo, are in front of him. Alright, I'm going to roll a d6. So here's how it'll work. Calamities, you are 1 and 2. Frederick,
Okay.
you are 3 and 4. Branch, you are 5 and 6. Got a 1. Calamities.
Damn it.
You take 5 points of piercing damage as the
Oh,
arrow
man.
sticks right into your shoulder blade. Just, oh, you're like, ow, fuck!
This guy sucks.
Feo, you kind of look at him and
Say
like, what the
anything.
fuck? And he's just kind of like stunned to look at this, like, sorry!
Can I shout anything in response to getting shot?
Yeah, sure. If you want to shout something, go for it.
God damn it!
All right. Well, Branch, you're up.
Branch is in tears now. He's torn, but he's finally accepted the truth, and he pulls out his knife to stab the spider that just bit him.
This
Okay.
is so sad. This might be the most sad thing I've ever seen.
Other than that one,
Oh
he
my
couldn't bring
God,
himself.
roll a
He couldn't bring
d20
himself.
No.
That's one. Are you gonna stab yourself instead?
I've done that enough.
Just roll a d20. Remember, it's a 5 or lower. It hits something else. It's above a 5.
The 19.
Okay. So you go to stab down with your dagger, and it just ricochets off. And it just, like, the spider movement, and you try to stab at it. You just keep hitting its chitin and can't seem to get through, and it's just reflecting, and no damage. But you lose any other attacks you would have had. All right. Well, then, that brings it to Calamity's turn. You are restrained, and there's a giant spider about 20 feet away from you, rushing to you still.
Alright, I gotta remind myself what restraint does. Not my attack rolls having disadvantage. Well, how does one? You know what? Nah, we're gonna steady aim again to make this a neutral roll and try to shoot it.
Okay.
That is a 22 hit.
That will hit.
Nice.
For 8 piercing damage.
Okay. It is still alive.
Makes sense.
You gonna do anything
Not
else?
too happy. That is everything I got. Since
Okay.
I cannot move.
Well, then it brings it to the 2 spiders that are left. One of them closes the distance. Or actually... No, so the one that was heading towards you, Calamities, it is wounded, and it just turns and dashes away. The other one on you, Branch, is going to try and attack. You got an 11 to hit you.
Spider.
That's not gonna hit me.
Okay. So you two are just kind of like, it's kind of that moment with like Sam and Lilith, the big spider. Like you guys are just battering back and forth. You can't seem to can't get purchased with your dagger. You can't seem to pin you to the ground. These are just skittering around each other, back and forth. Theo, it is your turn. The spider that's running away is going to be about 120-ish feet away from you now. But there is still one that's on Branch.
Okay, so I am going to cast. Are these? I don't know if they're like immune to anything, right?
You have no idea offhand. If you want to roll an intelligence check, I'll see you for it.
You know what, I'm just gonna, because I don't want to kill Branch in the process.
That would be unfortunate.
Oh, that way I'm strong. I can survive.
I will cast a ray of sickness on that
Okay. What
on
do
that
I have
spider
to
that's
roll?
on Branch.
Try not to kill me as well.
I know. Here goes nothing. I got a 5.
Okay. We didn't roll a nat 1, so that's good. So just mark off the spell, but the spell goes wide, just completely right past everyone. I will say that as you're kind of backing up on your horse ends up rearing up for you, and right as you're casting your spell, and so the spell just goes wide. But otherwise, there's no damage, no one gets hurt, no nothing.
I look at the scout and I tell him, see, at least I didn't hit my own friend.
Wow, harsh.
What a dick.
Okay,
At the
well,
scout.
that brings it to Frederick's turn in this case.
Smash, smash, smash.
Okay.
And 25 to hit.
That will definitely hit. Well, so I'm assuming you're running up to the one that's on Branch at the moment?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. And 13 damage
Oof.
with them all.
You hit him. You just like run up next to him and you slam your body right into him. And the spider kind of tilts off to its side, kind of almost unbalanced, and you just underhand your maul right into the soft spot underneath its belly. Branch, you hear it cry out in pain. Probably some very weird cuss words, which you assume are cuss words, and some weird skittering noises.
Interesting. I'm gonna remember those for later.
Understand.
And then it's still alive. What do you want to do, Frederick? You gonna attack again?
I'm hitting it again.
Okay.
Screw it. So that's 13 to hit.
13 to hit. Oh my gosh. That does
Holy
not hit.
moly, Frederick.
Sorry, it misses. You had to get a 14 to hit. You were very close.
All right, that's it then.
Okay. Well, then the scout, who kind of looks at you, Fail, for a moment, and is like, it was an accident, okay? I didn't mean to do that. And then he takes a shot at the one on Branch.
I hope we get to that one again.
He did! Holy shit!
There we go, let's go!
No!
Accident, my ass.
Okay, I
This
am
guy's
not going to
so-
roll. I am just going to have him fail. And so, Branch, unfortunately, as he says this, you are going to take 5 points of damage as he shoots you in the leg.
Oh my God.
He needs to
Can
stop.
I grab his bow away from him?
Yeah, well, he's a little bit far away from you, but he just says, like, it was an accident. Kind of looks at you and looks at Branch and, like, this look of, like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. kind of moment.
Accident.
I used to be an adventurer.
You took an arrow to the knee.
This guy shot me in the fucking knee.
Oh my god. Cannot believe that worked out that way.
What a dick.
Okay, well, Branch, you just got shot in the leg by the scout's arrow. The one spider that's remaining is kind of like skittering and looking at you.
You guys are regretting not feeding this dwarf to the spider now, aren't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, what do you want to do, Branch?
I ain't gonna lie.
I want to try and put it out of its misery.
Okay.
And that is a 18 to hit.
That will hit, yeah. It has
And
13 hit points left, just so you know.
13. Oh, well, I only did 7.
Okay, so you stab at it, like as it kind of rights itself up, you stab at it, kind of get right near its neck, and it's that same gooey just inside just starts going down your hand as you're like holding the dagger against it. And you do hear it go, food, mean food! And then Calamities.
I'm sorry, young one.
It's your turn, Calamities.
Ooh, okay. I am, of course, still webbed because I haven't done anything. Let me check some stuff. Alright, we're gonna steady aim again for the short bow at normal. Please, short bow. Yes!
Ooh, nice. That'll hit. It's got
How much
6
HP
hit
does it have
points
left? I am guaranteed to kill it, but we'll see by how much. Ooh,
Oof.
that's 10, and then we're also gonna deal another 17 piercing damage.
Okay, well, how do you want to do this?
Good question. Let's see, how symmetrical are the eyes, and would I have a sort of horizontal angle, or is it just straight in front of me?
I'll let you describe it however you want. It's not a big
Okay.
deal. Whatever you want to do.
Well, then I'm going to, like, turn to shoot at its head, because, you know, that seems like a good plan. And
Sure.
the arrow is going to go, like, straight into one of its 8 eyes, and then out through another, and just pin 2 of its eyes into the ground.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay. So Branch, as it's like skittering back, you kind of pull like Palamity's arrows hits it through the eyes, and the spider falls over, and it like the action of that happening pulls your hand out, like you lose your grip on your dagger, so it's just kind of sitting there in the spider as it twitches, and then its legs kind of slowly curl up into it. You guys are out of combat. The other spider is going. It is running.
Good. Leave me alone. I want to get out of these webs.
All right, yeah.
Can I still move up to that scout and take his bow away?
Yeah, so I'll say like after he like Calamity shoots the other spider, you kind of ride up and take the scout's bow, and he's kind of like looking at you like, it was an accident, I didn't mean to, I'm sorry.
You did it
Hey,
twice!
you need more practice with this. You can't shoot this right now.
Have you even gone to safety training for bow arms?
Probably not. Probably not.
Jesus.
Okay, so you guys can take your time. You guys don't have to worry about getting Calamities out of the web. You take your
Oh
time.
yeah, I'm not worried about it.
Pull it out. Hello, for you, Branch, you kind of like limp over, and you've got this arrow sticking halfway out of your leg, out of your like thigh. You're like, ouch. It's kind of that like, you ever seen the movie Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, when he's got the spears sticking out of his leg? He's like, you're like, ah!
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys are out of combat. What do you guys want to do?
Talk to that scout.
I
where-
think I'm
Just gonna
gonna.
keep grumbling about the scout.
Yeah.
It's like the spider didn't even fucking hit me. It was just this guy shooting with goddamn bow.
All right, I'm gonna go towards Branch, and I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on that. Well, first I'm gonna remove the arrow, and then cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Ouch.
So let's see. That is 11 to heal.
Wow.
Oh,
Very nice.
sweet.
You have nothing on your knee now.
Oh, I'm an adventurer again.
Yeah.
Yay.
For now.
Under a Spyro Guard.
Welcome back to the life of adventuring.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay. So Branch, by the way, so you guys, the arrow damage is definitely gone. Like, your leg isn't sore or anything like that. But you did get bit by the spider, and so those wounds had closed. They're not bleeding anymore thanks to the magic, but they are tender and sore. They'll definitely heal up fine unless you do more magical healing.
Okay.
All right, Calamities, you are freed. By the way.
Hell yeah.
Feo, like the scout, kind of like glares at you and like crosses his arms, and he goes, kind of grumbles, and he's like, "It was just a fucking accident. God damn it," kind of thing.
I am going to pull the arrow out of myself and be like, "You fucking fix this hole," and like point to the bleeding hole. Just be like, "And we can call it an accident."
So he kind of looks at you for a moment, and he goes, "I can't fucking heal you."
Well then, shut the fuck up.
He just kind of glares, like he just grumbles, and like you can see his grinding his teeth, but he doesn't say anything.
All right, so you gonna let me fix that or not?
No, you can fix it if you want. That's fine.
I just
Yeah,
want to
let's
point out
fix
that
that.
when you reached over your shoulder and ripped the arrow out, not only did you cry out in pain, but there was this spurt of blood that just like out of your back.
Just a fucking accident. Stupid piece of shit.
All right, 6 to heal. That should fix it.
Beautiful.
Pretty sure that gets you back to full health. So
Yes, it does.
yeah, so the wound heals, no scarring, no nothing. You're just like holding the arrow in front of you, covered in your blood, pointing at the scout. He just kind of
I'm gonna let you two settle that out.
he goes, "Well, can I have my bow back now? You're healed."
I'll
shoot
give
it.
him his bow back if he tells me what he was doing out here in these places. How do you get into finding these spiders?
So make a. What kind of check on that be? Make a persuasion check. Actually, I will let you do either persuasion or intimidation. It's up to you.
I'm gonna do intimidation.
Okay. I will even give you advantage with that because I'm going to assume Calamities has got the arrow and kind of pointing it into his face, kind of thing.
Okay.
As you do.
22.
Holy shit! You rolled a nat 20. Damn. Okay. So you kind of you're on your horse, so you're already towering above him. He's only maybe 5'4", 5'5". So your horse, like where your saddle is already like head height to him almost, and then you're just towering over him. And then of course Calamity's nearby, pointing him with the arrow, and he kind of like, you're like, what the fuck were you doing out here? What's going on? And he kind of like, he was grumbling before, but he kind of takes a step back. Like you can see there's almost a hint of fear in his eyes from it. But he kind of looks at you and he says, well, I'm part of the Imperial Army. What else would I be doing out here? I was scouting the region.
Just by yourself?
Well, yeah. That's what I tend to do.
Well, what did you
Yeah,
find?
and shoot your allies. Tend to do that too.
And he kind of glares at you, Calamities, and he goes, no. This was a first. Okay.
And a second.
And he just, like, you see his look on his face of just like, I want to shoot you for real now kind of look. But he just turns his attention back to Feo for the moment. But he says, yes, we usually go by ourselves. I was exploring and looking for water in a safe place when I came across the spiders.
You're racist to cat people, aren't you?
He did shoot both cat people.
He did shoot both, but no, he says he's not. He is human. He just kind of looks at you confused, like, why the fuck would I be against Tabaxi? I don't have anything against you.
Oh, feels like you do.
And he just, like, he gets this almost, like, deadpan look on his face, like, you gotta be fucking shitting me. And he just goes, why? Because I fucking shot you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
goes-
kinda the most racist thing you could do.
And he goes, I didn't have a problem with Tabaxi before now, but I think I might now.
You guys made him racist.
It's time to kill.
Well, those tabaxi
you know what? He's a
prevented you
fucking
from turning
imperial.
into
It's time.
spider meat.
It's time for
Into
murder.
spider meal. So, thank you on the little respect there.
It's time for killing. Filthy fucking imperial.
All right, I'll give you your bow back, I guess. But did you happen to see anything else? Perhaps maybe some other soldiers about?
So he tells you no, he hasn't come across any other soldiers, or other than his own contingent of men, which he says he's the forward scout, so they should be actually heading this direction sometime within the next day or so. They're coming from the town of Doolin to begin with.
Okay. Well, that's where we're headed, right? We're headed to Doolin.
You are.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, you're welcome for saving your life.
And he goes, well, thank you. He does kind of like put his bow back on and kind of seems to tend to himself, make sure he's got all of his equipment. And he goes, well, here at the very least. So he kind of looks to you, Feo, specifically. He's purposely ignoring the two Tabaxi intentionally at this point. But he throws you a pouch, and he says, it's the least I can do for paying you back. You catch it out of the air. It's not very difficult. He does offer also to go and find your horses, because 2 of them ran off. But in the pouch, you find there are 6 gold coins, 23 silver, and then 14 copper pieces.
Okay.
I hope you wrote that down, because I just spouted it off the top of my head, so I don't know what it was.
Damn it.
It was 300 gold pieces,
No.
700
6 gold.
So 6 gold. I know that.
12 silver or something like that.
I think it was 23 silver and then 14 copper.
Yes.
Right.
Heck yeah.
So it is getting, like, it's mid-afternoon at this point. Unless you guys have any other questions for him, he comes back a couple hours later with both of your horses that are missing.
Oh,
Okay, perfect.
great.
Maybe he's not so bad after all.
He's not too bad.
I still don't want his racist money, though. You guys can have it.
Did you add that gold, or am I just tripping?
I'd like a little share of that with Well, I'm just gonna say that I healed 2 arrow wounds, and I
Yeah.
sorta heard those spiders quite a lot. I think I deserve my share.
That's true. That's true. To be fair, I mean, one of us did want to feed the spiders, so I'm just throwing that out there.
I'm just gonna say that I fed them steel.
I'm gonna hand over the pouch of gold to Frederick, and he can have it. I don't want any of the gold.
Alright, so how much gold is in there again?
6 gold, 23 silver, and I believe like 24 copper.
14.
Oh, 14 copper.
Alright.
All right. So you guys can go ahead and make camp here. You guys can go ahead and take a long rest. Nothing else happens tonight.
Oh.
The scout continues on his way.
Okay. So I guess we should be on our way after the night.
Yep. So Branch, just so you know, so you wake up in the morning, and you're like the wounds that didn't get healed by magic. They don't cause you any problems. They're just sore and tender. So it's just uncomfortable. It's kind of like having a bruise. That's all.
Ah, gotcha.
Okay.
What about my arrow wound? That's all good. I don't
That's
feel
100%
anything.
gone. Magic heals that completely.
Okay, perfect. So it's just a mental wound now.
It's just a mental wound. Yeah. All right. So as you guys are continuing to head towards Doolin, you guys about 10 o'clock in the morning. You guys are on the road, and you can see this. So it had been raining, so you couldn't see the dust pile, but you can see there seems to be a line of soldiers or something coming in your direction, approaching quickly, and you guys end up getting off the side of the road to let it pass. But you do see, excuse me. You see a caravan of 100 mules and horses, led by 100 armed men armed with axes, swords, and bows, that are wearing part of like the Imperial Army. But they all pass. It takes about 10 minutes for all of them to go past, and they're moving at a pretty quick pace. But they don't stop for you or anything. But based on the description from the scout, this seems like it's the party he was scouting ahead of. But after about 10 minutes, they all go by. There seems to be some kind of supply train heading further west.
Interesting.
Okay. And then, so, towards the end of the day, here's what happens. As you crest a small hill, you see the town of Doolin spread out on the downward sloping landscape, nestled between the shimmering azure waters of the ocean and the rolling green hills. The coastline stretches out in both directions, inviting the population and any travelers to explore its sandy beaches, hidden coves, and rocky cliffs. You can see fishermen hauling in their catch or coming in for the day. You can see, it looks like children playing in the surf along the shoreline. As you approach and enter Doolin, the scent of salt water mingles with the aroma of freshly caught fish, blending with the lively chatter of merchants and sailors. The streets are lined with a mix of sturdy stone and wooden buildings. Their facades weathered by the sea winds and painted in shades of blue and green that reflect the coastal theme. As you cross into the central marketplace, situated near the harbor, buzzes with activity as vendors display their wares. Here you can find any array of fresh seafood, exotic seashells, or any kind of nautical trinkets and maritime equipment. There's the sounds of haggling and the laughter that fills the air, creating a rather vibrant atmosphere. The town's architecture is a blend of coastal aesthetics and practicality. Many of the buildings are sloped rooftops, some adorned with nautical symbols such as anchors and seashells. As you pass through the main square, or one of the main squares, you come to a large building, an inn you assume, along the main road. You can see a sign above the door of an arrow split in half, leaving you to assume the name of the inn is the Broken Arrow. But you guys kind of tie your horses up to the hitching posts, and you enter into the inn.
Alright.
Oh, that
Let's
was a long journey, you guys.
let's get some rest. Maybe a few drinks too to relax.
All right. So the innkeeper, he's like a actually really well built man, like big old scruffy red beard, and he's got like, it looks like he shaves his head. There's some kind of like red scruff coming in on the top of his head, but he's missing one of his middle teeth. And he walks up to you and he goes, what brings you in today?
Well, maybe a room for the night and a nice warm meal and a few drinks.
I can certainly accommodate you for that. And he kind of looks at the four of you and he goes, I see you're newly arrived based on the travel stains for you, and looks like you've had some rather interesting adventures on the road. He points to Calamity's, the back of your shirt and your coat is covered in blood still, dried blood. And then Branch, of course, your pant leg has got a hole in it where you were shot with an arrow and blood stained. But he goes, well, it'll be, I can either offer you a room for the four of you or individual if you prefer. What would you like?
I'll
Room
take
for the
a room.
four of us.
I'll take a room for myself.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Yeah,
gonna
it's awesome,
take-
pal.
A room for the three others, so it's not as expensive.
Certainly. He goes, well, for one room for yourself, good sir, and he points to you, Feo, that'll be 1 gold. That will cover lodging and any food expenses for you. For the rest of you who wish to share a room, that would be, he kind of looks like he does some math in his head, and he goes, well, it'll be 2 golds. That should cover food and lodging for the night.
All right. Well, since I got that pouch off that other guy, well, I'm gonna pay.
Okay. Hey, how about that?
So
The money you
that's
got
gold.
pays for this.
So nice.
Consider it.
He
I
does
mean,
tell you, by the way, that
I need
drinks.
gold.
Yeah, he tells you drinks are separate from that, so this will cover food only. So if you want to buy drinks,
Okay.
you can. It'll just be separate.
Well, then I'm going sober.
That sounds like. I mean, how many days did we travel?
So let's see. You guys were on the road for 6 days in total.
I'm gonna need 6 drinks.
Okay. So he laughs and he says, "Sure." He's like, "I'll have one of the serving maids come by." And he goes, "I will be back with your room keys." And he leaves. As he leaves, he goes shouts over to one of the serving maids who comes over. Looks like it might be his daughter. Same kind of red hair. She looks young, maybe about 16 years old. I would say she looks fairly pretty for being young. Kind of a boosty woman in her young or like middle teens there for it. But she has a beautiful smile, walks up and says, "Hi, what can I get for you?"
You got some ale?
Yes, many. What kinds do you want?
Maybe some stout.
Certainly. How much? She kind of lists off a bunch of different types they have, which is surprising because most places you've been to don't. But she lists off 4 different types for you there.
All right, I'd pick a type and get myself a pint.
Okay. So she comes back.
Wait, does it come in pints?
Yes, it will come.
It comes in pints.
So usually you're used to paying maybe a silver at most for a pint, but she walks up and she says, "All right, it'll be 3 silver."
All right. So I'm gonna pay 3 silver for that pint.
All right, you pay 3 silver, and as soon as you drink it, you're kind of taken back, "Holy shit, that is really good! Really good."
Wait, am I
Well, that's great.
with them?
Yeah, you
It's
guys all sit at
really
the
good,
table.
you guys.
Yeah, I want some. I want some too.
I recommend it. I recommend it.
I'll take 3.
3. Okay, so that'd be 9 silver. We're gonna name the ale. We're gonna give it a creative name. Anybody have a name they want to do? Give you an example. I'll let you guys name it if you want. Otherwise, I'll just use a random name generator. But so in the Avengers game, I had this really expensive bottle of wine that one of them bought. And they were like, "What's it called?" And I was like, "Well, it's called..." And then one of the players went, "Dew of the Mountain." So that is Basically, Mountain Dew is what it is. It's just the name's reversed. So if you want to name the ale, you can.
Modelo.
Modelo. Give me something else. Come on.
I mean, it has to be stout. I mean, what does it taste like? Is that like a coffee stout?
God, I haven't had an ale in a long time. We'll say it's kind of like a hard cider taste to it.
Okay.
What about like blood apple?
Sure, we'll call it a blood apple.
Blood apple ale.
Blood apple.
I like blood apple.
Okay. We'll write that down. Okay, there we go. So Feo, or I'm sorry, Branch, Mycroft 9 silver. They bring 3 pints over for you. Feo, did you want any?
Yeah, I want 3 as well.
Okay, so 9 silver. I'm sorry, Frederick, you said you were going to get 6 drinks in total, but I'm assuming they're just going to start with 1.
I'm starting with 1, and then I'm gonna get 5 more later on, so I'm just gonna pay 15.
Okay, done deal. Okay, so the innkeeper brings over the keys for you guys for the 2. He tells you, Feo, that your room is on the 3rd floor, down towards the middle of the hallway. For the rest of you, you share one of the larger rooms. It's up on the 4th floor, down towards the end of the hallway.
All right.
Can I pay for any company?
Oh, and he kind of like looks at you and he goes, "Well, we don't offer that service here, but there are several places in town that would be happy to take your coin for that kind of service."
I'm pretty tired. I'll just take my ale.
He goes, "Well, if you change your mind, yes, I'm sure." He kind of laughs a little bit and he points to some of the patrons. He's like, "I'm sure some of my patrons would have some recommendations for you."
Thank you.
And his daughter comes back up behind him and kind of puts down some. She actually brings you like dishes of lobster and crab, and you're kind of like, okay. You guys probably have never had this before or never really seen it, but she's like, "Here you go."
Ooh, that was really, really good.
Whoa.
I'll grab that lobster and just break its tail and start eating it.
Start eating. Okay. You're making a mess just all over you. They didn't even give you a bib. Okay. Well, do you guys want to do any quick listening in or anything like that? Otherwise, we'll end there and we'll pick up right there next time.
I think we're good.
Yeah, I think I'm all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, then there you go. You made it to the town of Doolin and you survived.
Woo!
Oh,
We survived!
we lived through the
Even though
spiders.
Brad's just trying to feed us to the spiders.
Even though that guy was trying to fucking murder us.
I mean, maybe the dice were just against him.
Nah, he was trying to.
Okay.
He definitely rolled to hit us.
Yes,
For
he was
sure.
totally aiming for you.
Exactly.
I mean,
That's what
you
I'm
look
saying.
where you shoot.
Look,
It's simple.
Look where you
It
shoot.
is
Well,
pretty simple.
Maybe
He
it was the
was-
wind.
He
The
was
wind
looking
trajectory.
at Feo when he shot once, so clearly he was shooting wrong.
He was. He's a doo-doo trash at shooting.
Why do you think I moved back?
Fair.
He shoots like a stormtrooper.
Does.
I mean, technically, I guess that's pretty accurate considering of the 3 shots he took, or the 6 shots he took. Maybe 4, because he missed twice. He hit twice and then missed twice, so he's a little bit better than a stormtrooper, but not by much.
Yeah, better. Nah, stormtrooper it's 0 shots, so...
Yes, exactly. I think the stormtrooper's trained to be like, there's the target, hit everything but the target, and you'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Star Wars character got that plot armor, you know. It's pretty thick.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. All right. Well, everyone, congratulations. You made it. So, let me do this. Okay, so just so you guys are aware, on the calendar, the date is the 3rd of the month. You guys know in terms of how long you guys have until like the whole ritual thing is going to be done. It is still pretty far away. You got about 2 months or so until it comes to pass. And each month has 32 days in it, so you're looking at like 60 days roughly for it. Any questions or thoughts on anything thus far?
Not so far. We're gonna get vengeance, goddamn.
Hell yeah.
Yes,
We're gonna drop a building on them.
that'll be next time. Okay. Well then, final question before we wrap up then. I have it listed on in the events thing, so July 19th. It should be 2 weeks from now. Does that work?
That does work.
Yeah, should work.
It looks like it works.
Okay. Feo, that work?
Yeah, that should work.
Cool. Okay. Well then we're done for the night, and we will pick up in 2 weeks.